Okay, hopefully everything is set up. This is going to make for one hell of a chill stream. I sure hope so, though. I mean, this is a just chatting stream, so yeah. Top 10 Muay Thai fighting game characters. Okay, cool. Now, this is going to be difficult as hell because I went into this thinking that I was going to have something to talk about. Except I don't. I don't know what will be brought up. But I want to try and go about this without sounding like some immature moron just trying to bring back a dead corpse that has no business being outside of its grave. But I guess for right now, I can talk about Deca Ranger and what I think of it after watching the entire series in its entirety. Which sounded really, really off. But, you know what? Yeah, let's just get on with it. If I can just open VidPix here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, I'm here trying to talk about Super Sentai, and instead I'm talking Scott Pilgrim. Alright, so my mans, we are out here. So, what's good, ladies and gentlemen? Showa here from the Showa60 Gokai Show 13 channel here on Twitch. Presented by the good folks here at, you know what? Yeah, why not? And for those of you who are on YouTube, surprise, surprise, I'm back. I've returned, and I got things to say, or at least I think I got things to say. I mean, what the heck? I mean, I guess what I can do. Talk about what you want. I'm here for whatevs. Thank you so much for that vote of confidence. Because I sure as heck need that. To the good folks at YouTube, it has been a mighty, mighty ass long time since I've done some stuff on here. I mean, good lord. I guess for right now, what I can do is talk about this series, Deca Ranger. It's a wonderful It's a wonderful Sentai series that I really enjoyed. 50 episodes, which I think is common standard for Sentai nowadays, with Go Ranger still being the longest running Sentai series that has been going on for quite some time. Now, there are a couple of episodes I do want to discuss. One of them is I think it's like this particular episode here, the Jasmine Focus episode. To the good folks of YouTube, I missed you guys also. It's really a pleasure to see you guys again. As always, you can check me out on my social media. You can check me out on Twitch also. Also, you can, if you are willing to donate, hit me up on Streamlabs. But yeah, Deca Ranger, the episode where Jasmine was protecting this little kid from this crazy alienizer. That was a nice little episode right there. And, you know, come to think of it, she saved... No, she only saved that one kid, I think. Yeah, she only saved that one kid and ultimately married that kid 10 years later. Of course, they have a son right now, which I think is pretty dope, and albeit unbearably convenient. Yeah. There were a lot of interesting episodes. One, of course, is the premiere of the Deca-based Robo, which I thought was pretty awesome. Like, the stakes couldn't have been so high. And then there is this little episode right here where Umiko decides to get drunk because they're trying to find this alienizer that was distributing an illegal substance which turned people into food. AZ Zulili, welcome to the YouTube side of the stream. Great to see you again. I think I have 261 subscribers. That is awesome. Like, for real, that is hella awesome right there. But yeah, there's this particular episode which I like. And I also like how they throw in the PSA where it's like, if you're going to drink, drunk drive, and vice versa. Or Doggy Kruger is piloting the Deca machine. Which I thought was really interesting. Another favorite episode of mine is a lot of my favorite episodes usually involve the red guy. In this one, this is one of those instances where I traditionally root for the dude in red because, for one, red is my favorite color. So that's going to be a given right there. What's also cool about it is that the Deca Rangers were in Kyoto, Japan, to find this one alienizer that decided to look for his long lost buddy in arms, who I think is named Akasaban no Shin. Yeah. This is where Bond switches from guns to sword and uses his family's sword style known as Akasa Kenpo. And the move being the Thunder God Blade. Like, this episode was that episode was well choreographed. The fight scenes were nice, especially with Deca Red and his ancestor's best buddy. Another episode I liked with Deca Red was when he had to find some explosives and keep them from blowing up. And he had to do this while running throughout all of Japan without transforming. Like, things like this kind of remind me of this other Sentai that came out in 1992, which was the footage for Power Rangers called Zero Ranger, where the heroes would undergo like all these crazy ass tasks and do so without transforming. Oh, that's about it. Nope, that's not it. These are all the One Punch Man threat levels. Yeah, One Punch Man was awesome. Another episode another set of episodes I really liked as well was the Hell's sibling story arc, which I thought was cool. That one sent shivers down my spine a bit because the stakes were just super high. Like, wow. Wow. Like, holy shit. When Succubus came through the door, like, you knew shit was about to hit the fan. Like, this story arc also introduced a new character into the series, which was Deca Break, who ultimately becomes the fixture of the team. FBI open up. Here are some other scenes from other Sentai, and well, holy shit. Oh, wow. The joys of using a special video editing software that allows for screen capturing. It makes for a lot of interesting scenes with no form of context whatsoever, especially if you haven't seen the show or movie it's based on. And here's the thing, like, let me take a quick commercial break here and talk about the fact that this is a children's show. And now, what's actually going on in this scene, look, this is from a kid's show called You Soldier. It's a dinosaur slash night themed superhero show. It's a Sentai show. The sixth hero meets up with the Pink Ranger's sensei. And what happens is, like, she actually reminds him that something dangerous is afoot. But just watching this screen cap alone makes you think something else. Like, it doesn't help much that this guy right here is, like, when he's introduced into this series, he's introduced as this one dude just looking for a wife. Like, you like, in that regard, you can't get any thirstier than that. Oops. Oh shit. Hopefully I don't get banned. Scenes from Gokaiger. Oh god. Let me stop for a second before I end up getting myself kicked out. That'd be some shit that we ain't trying to be about right now. Come on now. Where are you at? Come on now. Like, I screen capped tons upon tons of Deca Ranger episodes here. Like, what's going on? Alright. Now we're making progress. Okay, so. But yeah, back to Deca Ranger. Like, another interesting thing to note is that Deca Ranger is hands down the first Sentai to introduce more than 2 women into the battlefield. Be it in a movie or a single episode or things like that. Like, you didn't just have 2 women. You had like 3, 4, 5 girls in there. For example, like Swan Shiratori. She was Deca Swan. What was what? Like, what was... I'm sorry, do forgive me if that didn't register. I'm guessing you're talking about one of the pictures that I had to skim. I'm guessing you're talking about one of the pictures I had to skim past, which I ultimately forgot was not safe for this channel. Or any channel for that. It was not safe for the stream. Now, I know it's like for people 18 and up, but oh god, no. That's not a line I'm trying to cross here with Twitch or YouTube at all. Like, originally I wasn't trying to be about YouTube, but apparently no complaint. Apparently I have no complaints, so that's fine. But meanwhile, on the Twitch side of things, how is everybody doing right there? How's everyone doing right now? Hopefully good. And then there is this particular episode right here, which is actually one of the most well-written episodes I've seen in a Sentai show. I think I've covered this on Facebook, where the Blue Ranger was going out with this one girl from another planet. Her little brother was... Oh, never mind. Yeah, like, this girl... She and her little brother came from another planet. Unfortunately, on their way to Earth, their family died and their ship was destroyed, and they were the only two survivors. What made it worse was that she was sick. She had an illness that could not be cured by regular medicine on Earth. So the only cure for it, but the closest they could get to a cure from this planet, was a blue rose. And the blue rose contained something in it that would make her feel better. The only problem was that he had the ability to extract blue roses from random people. And he would use that as a means to cure his sister at the expense of their lives. And because of that, he would ultimately be approved for execution. Here's the thing about Deca Ranger, though. Like, Deca Ranger, they act... Like, the Deca Rangers have the ability to perform court proceedings on site when dealing with enemies. No surprise, since most of their enemies have been wanted for various acts of mass murder, planetary destruction, and other unsightly crimes against all living things. So, whenever they beat up most of their enemies, they get out their SP license and summon the intergalactic courts. And if the courts reaches a decision, which doesn't take very long, and I found this out from their 10th anniversary special, where they actually went to the space court that they're sanctioned by, which handles a lot of their trials and proceedings in less than a few seconds. Whereas in their time frame is like in their time frame it feels like an hour or so, but everywhere else it feels like less than a sec. It feels like less than 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. If you get an X, that means you're guilty. If you get a circle, that means you're innocent. And they react quick. But most of their enemies got X's because, well, obviously they messed around and started murdering people. Some of them are also perverts. Like in the two-parter episode where Bon and Umiko were in the middle of a stakeout, and they had to deal with this girl from another planet who Bon, the Red Ranger, had a crush on. He had to keep everything a secret, but shit went south, and she treated him as a liar. And Shake, not only being an interplanetary moron, resorted to domestic abuse, among other things, and tried to rape his ex-girlfriend. Yes, that's actually what happened in the kid show. Like the fucker, like this motherfucker, I can't show you the scene, but I will tell you this, the guy just flat out tried to rape her. And Deca Ranger was like, no, we're not gonna have any of that. And after all of this, SPD Red gets friend-zoned in the end. Which is just fucking funny. But back to the Blue Rose episode that I was talking about. unlike the episode that I just mentioned, this one actually hits you in the feels. Like, I really wanted these two to be together. Not only that, the Blue Ranger was going to get a promotion after being so gosh darn perfect, but this guy right here, this guy just steady jeopardized their whole relationship. I like how he tried to reach out to him and be like, look, and he was like, look, I know you're trying to care for your sister here, but you can't go around killing people trying to create a cure. And it pained both the characters in universe and the people watching out of universe when Hoji found out that her little brother was responsible for all the heinous murders. Like, everything about this episode oozed realism. It's like, it was so on par with this other children's show called Kamen Rider, which is known for being which was extraordinarily known up until recently for being hella serious. Okay, good. She's nude, but nothing shown. Thank God. Hey. That was unexpected, but people make mistakes, and it's okay. Aw, thank you. So, yeah. This episode was bananas. Like, it pulled at my heartstrings seeing this. I remember when I first saw this episode, like, back in around, I think it was like the early 2010s. When I first found out about it, this was when I didn't watch Deca Ranger fully. But when I found out about it, I was like, people were talking about how serious that episode was. I was like, okay, let me get in on this. And I saw it, and I was like, holy shit, man, I almost cried. Like, none of the usual tropes were around in this series, like the arbitrary narrations or things like that. There was no extravagant transformations. No, instead it was just full-on drama. Like, it was like watching an intense sci-fi crime drama. Like, damn. Like, you can tell from the suit actor's character actions that Hoji did not want to kill this kid. He did not want to do this. He did not want him executed. He really wanted to save him and his girl. He really wanted to save him and his sister, but he had no choice. Not only that, his sister had to watch as her older brother's corpse was laid out, and it led to Hoji just like, oh fuck, my life. It was like, man, fuck my life, fuck this police shit. Like, can there be any real resolution to this? Like, this was a tragic ass episode, and it led to him visiting the grave of his now ex-girlfriend's little brother. Now she's dressed like this, trying to find Faith, and the two can't even form a dialogue. All you can tell is that all this because her kid brother was trying to find a cure at the expense of human lives. That was fucking tragic. Okay, there's a scene from some scenes from Loop Pack, Kamen Rider Build, Kamen Rider 01. Okay, more Deca Ranger episodes. That's awesome. Okay, this is where, like, we're in the 40s mark of this series, and already stakes couldn't be any higher right here, because, like, Jesus Christ. Like, this is when they were, like, this is, like, sometime after they found out that the guy responsible for funding the criminals was already in the works of wreaking havoc against the special police. But if there's anything traditional about Deca Ranger I did like was the main hero and Lancer attribute between Bon and Hoji over here. Like, it almost reminds me of Gatchaman, where Ken the Eagle and Jordan and Joe the Condor would barely get along, have like this sibling rivalry relationship going on with each other. But at the same time, they would respect each other despite their different opinions and how they view the world. And then there is this particular episode where it focuses on the dynamic between Senchan right here, Deca Green, and Umiko, Deca Pink. Now, in this particular focus episode, she gets engaged to this dude who gives her an engagement ring. But we later find out that not only is he a manipulator and womanizer, but he also is using the women's energy from... He's siphoning the energy off of women to create drugs and stuff. Or at least that's what I thought I saw. And Senchan is worried about Umiko's safety. Now, Senchan's worried about Umiko's safety, but she doesn't believe him at first. And that wasn't enough. Senchan finally discovers the truth. Umiko also finds out from a distance. Senchan just straight up wails on him. Just straight up wails on his ass. Like, why did you screw with my teammate like that? And just when he was about to deliver the finishing blow, Umiko just steps in and it is like the most serious that she has ever been throughout the entire series. Like, the one time she decided to stop fucking around and be like, yeah, fuck this nigga. Like, yeah, fuck this guy. I'm gonna blast his ass. Especially for playing with my heart. So she does that. And then breaks down afterwards, and rightfully so, because that guy just flat out manipulated her and used her. Just to sell drugs. Yeah, there's a lot of allegories to drug distribution in this series as well. Because some of the criminals are dangerous drug dealers and mob bosses. Like, you don't get that. Like, I applaud Power Rangers SPD, the American counterpart to this, for having a great storyline and dynamic with the characters. But since this was like pre-MCU Disney at the time, like, they were so worried about kids and gun imagery, and they decided, hey, you know what? Let's just stick to basic, broad depictions of obstruction of justice. Let's not be too adult-like and stuff. Let's patronize our audience a bit, while at the same time be somewhat dynamic. But that's a topic for a later time. Oh, excuse me. And that episode. Here's the Deca Ranger celebrating the new year at the time, which was 2005, since the series came out in 2004. And then this is Forever Deca Ranger, one of the best conclusions to a Super Sentai season ever. Next to Time Ranger. But yeah, Time Ranger was a kick-ass Sentai as well for great writing. Deca Ranger also has a great story and some writing involved. And right on cue, emergency services show up. Fire and rescue, first responders. Hopefully everything is okay. Hopefully everything is okay over there. Like, episode 50 had a great conclusion. The Rangers were forced to fight the bad guys without their powers throughout most of the series. Well, throughout most of the final episode. And they did a spectacular job making the end result, the final battle, like, so gosh damned rewarding. Like, it was that fucking cool. And here is the core Deca Ranger team celebrating clear blue skies. And spoiler warning for those who haven't watched, by the way. Sorry. And this is the scene. And this is the scene right there where Bon, Deca Red, finally is promoted into Fire Squad after episode 47 where he had to cheer up Deca Blue and Yellow, make sure that they were feeling okay because they were feeling vengeance over Bond's predecessor, which was a lion. And then we have this scene right here, which is the first in Sentai history, which is the season to season passing of the torch. これにて一件コンプリート。1年4年1年間応援ありがとうございました。Meaning, with this case complete, thank you for supporting us for this throughout this past year. And we're going to be, and if you are a Sentai fan or fan of Power Rangers and you decide to watch a Japanese episode of this, chances are you're going to be seeing a lot of this by the end of the season. And we have Maji Red, who was the new Sentai hero at the time, and Deca Red just be like, alright, have fun. Some scenes from the crossover episode with Abba Ranger. Abba Ranger was a nice series. And ooh, do we have on YouTube? CCA09, welcome. How is it going? Great to see you on stream. It's been a while since I've been on YouTube. In all honesty, like, up till now, I was not fond of the idea of doing this on YouTube, mainly because of the fact that, I don't know, maybe because YouTube was weird in my opinion, and as such, decided, hey, you know what, I'll focus most of my time and energy on Twitch, but hey, that's fine. But of course, this is the one time I do this on Twitch, so... But yeah, right now I'm on episode 3 of Maji Ranger, which came out in 2005. Like, just 30 years after the release of... A little over, like, 30 years after the release of the first Sentai series that came out in 1975. It's a nice little series for what it is, especially with the whole family dynamic, and the overall theme of courage in the face of danger, and all that other not so good stuff. Another thing I found out was that the choreographer for this series, Koichi Sakamoto, did the action direction for the New Zealand team. Always wind up missing your live stuff. I'm just really glad I caught you this time. Aw. Yeah, it has been. Yeah, it has been a while, especially since I left YouTube for Twitch. But yeah, I haven't been on YouTube very much because, like, YouTube, in my eyes, has been like hella wilding out. But I decided to brave it for a little bit. And we have some more memes. And we have a nice little meme that I created where it's like, I know why you're here. I ain't even mad. In case you're wondering where that's from, it's from this series that I've been watching back in 2018 called Gridman. Or SSSS Gridman. Like, it is fucking lit. Like, that shit is fucking litty. I'm glad I had the free time to watch your stream. Aw. That's awesome. Thank you so much for that. Greatly appreciate that. Okay, so, since we are here, and here's some picture. Here's a little thumbnail that I did for one of my YouTube videos. And another meme from Ant-Man. And this was actually in response to this, I think it was a Ni no Kuni movie that I saw. And there is a scene where one of the guys in the Yellow Jacket presentation from the Ant-Man movie back in 2015 was like, so it's a suit. And I decided, why not make a meme out of it in the hopes of it being popular, and it was like, so it's an isekai. Oh my god. Like, it. But in all seriousness, though, I would be happy. Like, in all seriousness, though, I would be more than happy to give you this this wonderful template here, so you can make a meme out of it. Whenever you see somebody trying to beat around the bush with, with some long-winded explanation, and you already know what it is right off the bat just by seeing it. The little scene I used for my manga, and this little clickbaity thumbnail that I did one time when I claimed to have decided to leave YouTube Live. But yeah, you two folks are showing me hella love, which is more than I could say for the channel itself. Now, here's the thing. As it stands, I have 261 subscribers. And I'm grateful for the subscribers I have. It's a sad shame, though, that YouTube be wilding out. And the reason I haven't been on YouTube is because I want to play music that isn't boring, mediocre-ass jazz music, chill hop, or rave music either. But yeah, here's some Gridman shit right here. Like, Gridman was a fucking wonderful anime in 2018. I'm glad this came right after Darling in the Franxx, because to me, I think Darling in the Franxx compared to Gridman was, or compared to any anime that's come before or after Darling in the, I think Darling in the Franxx was Trigger's lowest point for a lot of fans. Well, for a lot of people watching. Like, wow. And then we have Best Girl over here, Rika Takarada. Ah, damn it. Rika Takarada. You can do 30 seconds of each song. Even so, though, you have to do like a lot of shitty ass gymnastics on YouTube, because there were a lot, like even with the aforementioned mediocre songs that I do use, like YouTube allows for a lot of false claims and accusations, which I really get tired of having to deal with. So that's why I've kept any form of YouTube live broadcast to a minimum. Now do one with SpongeBob floating. Maybe one day I'll do that. And here comes Akane Shinjo, who is one of the main villains of Gridman, and ultimately decides to be a force for good. Like, I was really rooting for Akane to like change her ways. It's a sad shame because she didn't do so till the end, because she was actually, but despite that, she was actually a great character. She was more than a nice pair of boobs. Like, you kind of understand, like, in a way you kind of understand, but at the same time, all of her actions made her something of a crazed murderer. Like, she's killed a lot of people all because she didn't get her way, or that, yeah. I still gotta catch you at Anime Weekend Atlanta again. Thanks again for introducing me to Sentai. Oh, not a problem. No, certainly not a problem, because I like nothing than to spread the gospel of tokusatsu to people, if possible. I mean, like, for anyone who is just getting into toku, like, I'm gonna just say this now. It's no Star Wars, and it's sure as hell no MCU, but god damn it, it has the best. It has some very good story. Like a lot of the tokusatsu you see has some great storylines. It's got a lot of interesting action sequences and set pieces. Like the storylines are pretty good for what they are. Like just because it's a kids show with a questionable budget doesn't mean it sucks. Like, how do you think people become famous? Like, they don't get famous overnight. Like, people don't get famous overnight, though. Like, most people do not become popular or have great stuff overnight. Like, they start with, like, a lot of. Like, they start with a lot of low stuff. Like, they start with a lot of low end, low quality material. Okay, like. Okay, let me show you this. This was. Okay, let me show you something. Like, this right here is my first ever Wacom. This was like my first ever tablet from Wacom. This is the Bamboo. The model number is MTE450A. Like, I've had this for. Like, I've had this shit for over a decade. I've had this shit for over a decade now. And. Oh my god. Not only have I used this as a drawing tool, I've also used it as I've used it as a mouse. Because I didn't have a decent mouse at the time when I had this. And even when I did, like, shit would be hella awkward. And because I was using the stylus as something of a mouse cursor or whatever, it aged a lot faster than it needed to. And the updates for this thing were kind of questionable. Like, this thing overstayed its welcome after a while, yet I still used it. Then I graduated to tablet monitor, graphics tab monitors, like the one I currently use now, which is the Cintiq. But prior to that, I had the Huion GT190. I can't find mine, but I'll message you my drawing from Inktober. Oh, cool. Like, my Really cool. Well, that's cool because my Instagram link is in the description. So you are welcome to message me your device. Alright. But yeah, Gridman though. Gridman was hella awesome, but as I was saying, like, with each passing series, the quality in terms of technical aspects still goes up. Like, for at least for the most part. But yeah, concerning Gridman though, it draws a lot of heavy inspiration. Sadly though, there has been some stuff going around saying that the animation team behind Gridman have been ripping stuff off of another animator by the name of Masami Obari, who is best known for his mechanical designs and for the animation for Fatal Fury the Motion Picture. Yeah, believe it or not, this is the second series that comes after the 1993. Oh. Okay. So, CCO09, I got your pictures and I gotta say, they're awesome. Like, this is some cool stuff. Like, you gotta. Like, this is some pretty cool stuff. Like, I really am looking forward to seeing more of this. Alright. Okay, another thing is that I know I did say this is for mature audiences, but I try my best to make sure that everything goes on the positive side. Some other things I've noticed recently that has been going on over the course of these past couple of months is, the question is, I don't know if I could show this on YouTube, but Twitch, well, luckily for me, I have a multiple streaming platform which allows me to stream on both YouTube and Twitch, so I'm pretty sure it'd be okay. I don't know what I want to show though. Also, I did promise that I was going to show you some shit in a language that, unless you know Japanese, it's going to be very hard as fuck to understand. Even for me in certain instances. But what is it that I want to show, though? Like, holy crap. Xehanort and Ericus classroom mod. I have not seen this before. I need to check this out. If YouTube can be a little more cooperative. Come on now. Shouldn't have to refresh, y'all. Okay, so this is it. Okay, first of all, I never thought I'd see the day that... Okay, first of all, I never thought I'd see the day that there would be mods for Kingdom Hearts 3, since they're on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. And making a mod for these games that have no PC base is kind of tough. Even if you're using the Xbox One. This has to be a troll. Okay, as you can see, I finally were able to achieve my most desired goal in Kingdom Hearts 3, so I really hope you enjoyed. This time I'd like to request you something before you leave. Please subscribe. Okay, but yeah. Is this actually a mod, though? I'm on here too. The stream seems to be a lot faster. Mike Fisherman, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. It looks like it's actually from the game. But I can hardly tell if it's a mod or not, though. How they managed to get a mod in is beyond me. The only way they'd have to do that is to, like... Wow. Like, yo, this is crazy though. Like, this is literally a flat out classroom. To be able to mod in a PS4 system, much less within the confines of a PS4 game, that's crazy. Like, it's as if somebody did the impossible. So this one dude is like, imagine Scalat Kylum being a full explorable world like how Halabastion or the world that never was were. You could be exploring the large hallway inside of this building and come across this room, and we had only seen some cutscenes up until that point. You explore around the room with a triangle prompt. Some important happens, such as books on the bookshelf, giving you a little more sight into the world and time young Xehanort and young Eriquis lived in. If only. Like, oh, this is nuts. And this video is posted by 13th Vessel. Ooh, Mike Fisherman became a fellow hero. Welcome to the team, my dude. Welcome to the team. Like, thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for following. Wow, and this dude just straight up jumped on the fan. Okay, that's awesome. Like, I don't know how this guy did it, but he is just a freaking genius. But yeah, man. It's not a shame though, man. Like, I still have yet to play Kingdom Hearts 3. Now I really want to play this game. The thing is, I have seen gameplay footage of it, but it was mainly because I wanted to learn Japanese, or rather acquire it, really. Because, yeah. To be honest, I feel like I'm slacking off a bit. It's a miracle that I managed to actually, like, get some bit of kanji farming in. But yeah, that just looks fantastic. Probably gonna dive into some funny shit. Kingdom Hearts in a nutshell. From Wrong Wrong. See, this is why I hardly fucks with YouTube like that, because these people have to put in far more work than they deserve to just to re-release something, which I think is really dumb. In other words, this contains spoilers.
Sup guys, I am the master of masters. The world will be destroyed and all of you will die.
You are joking, right?
And there is nothing you can do about it.
Chadomete.
And there is
And this is supposed to be from the cell phone game.
a traitor among you.
Nani.
Sayonara losers.
Okay, to anyone who's ever played Kingdom Hearts, is this how it really went down? Actual footage from the Keyblade War. No, it looks like they're hunting down child molesters. Is what this looked like.
I am Xehanort.
Same. Okay, Birth by Sleep. For real?
Take care of him, bro.
I shouldn't trust you, but okay, bro. We're good friends. Aqua, you pass. Terra fail. You suck.
If this is how it really went, if this is how it really went down, which I'm pretty sure it did. I mean, after all, I did play Birth by Sleep. Then Terra would have done far more than what he got himself into if this was how it went down. Because, like, Jesus Christ. I mean, I knew Ericus was a... I kind of knew that Ericus was a dick back then, but Jesus. I don't think he was that dickish.
This is all your fault.
Fault for what? Like, you dead ass right now?
You are good, Terra. Trust me.
Okay, I believe you. Go and spy on Terra.
Okay, hold the fuck up.
You are good, Terra. Trust me.
Okay, I believe you. Go and spy on Terra.
Why?
2
Why
seconds
did you
later.
spy on me? I hate you.
Good job, Aqua.
Please don't tell me she's doing another math equation again. Oh, okay, good.
I am actually the bad guy.
Wow. Don't ask me how. Moments later, at Castle... Was that a parody? It kind of looks like it. It's one of those in a nutshell videos.
Yes, I am Terra. Just kidding.
Boop. Into the dark world to go. Fragmentary passage.
Terra? Is that you?
Yes, I am Terra. Where is Ventus?
I hid him in Castle Oblivion.
Thank you for the
It's
information.
a parody. It's a parody, but most useless character ever. Worst girl. Good job, Alcor. Now I'm going to die. Now I'm gonna die. Why is she even here? Oh my god, for real, fam? It's a parody, but based on the actual gameplay. Man, whoever did this was wilding out.
Hey, some random dude. I am in danger. Can I sleep inside you?
No dude, that is gay.
Too late, you are gay now.
Oh, wow. And now we go to Kingdom Hearts.
Hi, I am Sora, the main
Wait. What about the other auxiliary games, though? Like 358 over 2.
protagonist of this game.
I am Riku, the second protagonist of this game.
Hi, I am useless.
Boy, the 2000s were a hell of a decade. My God.
Where am I? And what is this giant key?
Oh hey Sora, I am glad you are alive. Where
Hi Riku, these are my new friends.
I hate you now.
Hi, I am Anson. Let me possess you so you will become powerful.
Well, most of the female characters were useless back there, mostly for fan service. Sounds about right. That's kind of sad, though.
Hey Riku, why did you run away from me? What just happened?
You got
Hey,
hosed, Sora.
can I have my Keyblade back?
Sure.
Kari's inside you, so you have to kill yourself to free her.
It is time to commit Sudoku.
Wow. Wow. Just freaking wow, my guy. Okay, so that was pretty fucked up. It really did happen like that. He killed himself for her. Well, I don't doubt that. That much I can... Well, I don't really doubt that. I guess it's safe to say by that logic, it kind of puts what Sora did in Kingdom Hearts 3 to a whole new perspective. If you're wondering, let me pull it up. What the it's messed up how Donald and Goofy looks. I don't know, it's kind of an accurate portrayal of them, but yeah. No, not really. No, better yet, I got a better idea. Kingdom Hearts 3 ending. No, this ain't it, Chief. damn it. This is gonna be, yeah, this is gonna be really difficult. I don't know which SpongeBob meme to go with. Well, this about sums it up. Wow. Oh.
Run to that mountain and back? You want to see me do it again?
Buy more cards.
How you like me now?
He could be that old man or that baby.
Or that pebble? Or that stick? Or that receipt for the phony baloney mustache emporium? La 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 la.
For real? Okay, this is actually accurate. Like, I've seen gameplay of Grand Theft Auto 5, and it's reached to a point where, like, nobody gives two shits anymore. Like, why? I get it's a sandbox game, but seriously, though. With very little quality. With very little consequences. People really hit themselves in Mortal Kombat 10. Any game that you can drive freely, yeah, I do that. So, yep. So, yep, it's basically no consequences. For real, Patrick?
We're gonna be pirates. We're gonna be pirates.
Hey, Billy, that's skipping. Pirates don't skip.
So basically, a lot of AAA horror titles. Resident Evil, let's see, Biohazard, Last of Us, and The Walking Dead. Okay, so real talk. Let me talk about my experience with Biohazard 7. Like, not just on the demo alone. Like, I found myself wanting to crap myself because I was scared to move anywhere. Like, I didn't know what the hell I was going to do. I didn't know where I wanted to go. Like, good God, I found myself nearly fucking lost. Like, wow. Titanfall number 2. I will never play any horror game beyond Biohazard 7 on the N64. Yeah, Biohazard 7 really, like, really had me pissing myself. Like, God.
See what I mean, Patrick?
Where's the leak, ma'am?
3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
Ah, Just Dance. There's no telling. No. Like, the amount of times I've seen people at the mall across from the Microsoft store playing Just Dance. Now, it's a fun game, that I'll say. But oh my god, the amount of people that play that game on a regular basis while passing through, whether inside the Microsoft store or outside of it. DDR is better. See, you and I agree on that one. Like, you and I agree on that one. I really do think DDR is better. Yes. Speaking of Dance Dance Revolution, the round one where I live just released, I think, like 2 games in my knowledge in the rhythm game section. One is called Waka, that's WCCA, and DDR 820 to commemorate 20 years of Dance Dance Revolution. And oh my god. Now, Waka was pretty, like, Waka, better yet, let me show you what it looks like. Waka is kind of like this. Your job is to basically touch the pads in a circle. Like, this is the overall setup of what Waka looks like. Waka Arcade Cabinet. Okay, this is the... Like, this right here is the setup. Okay. Now, for the sake of the person who posted this video, I'm just gonna call her Nasu. But yeah, this is the machine. Not gonna lie, this is actually fun. I played like a couple of songs on there. The trade-off, unfortunately, though, is that you need like a Bana passport in order to like get the most out of it. Like, me, I understand where you're... Like, for me personally, I understand where you're coming from. Because, like... When it comes to rhythm games and you see, like, people who played it a long time, like, go against, like, play the songs on there, like, you never know what's going to happen. So, it's like, you don't want to take any chances. So, why not just... Like me, I just decided, hey, you know what, I'm not about this life. This is my first time. I'm going on easy mode. I'm going on easy mode, light mode. Like, call me a punk bitch all you want, but I am not about that life. But yeah, Nasu. Like, if the player here is Nasu, then Nasu is really killing it with the song. Missless. My older brother is Asian level DDR, but I think my little bro might be Asian level with this. Ah. To be honest, I would like to see more people play. I would like to see more people play Waka because, man. Okay, DDR. No, damn it. DDR-A20. Yeah. But yeah, this is the new cabinet for A20. Like, it does have some similarities between it does have similarities with DDR-A, DDR-Ace, but it's slightly different. And it's available in English, Japanese, and Korean. And obviously I picked Japanese because I'm a big fat weeb. But anyway. Oh my god. This guy's hitting straight Marbs. Yeah, this is my older brother. Then he just turns around on the screen when he knows the stuff. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, CC. Oh no, CC09. I cannot. I just cannot do that. I cannot have my eyes turned, even to a song that I'm very familiar with. Or a song whose step setup I'm most familiar with. I could not do that. Failed. Oh, that song looks hella monster. Fascination Max double check. Yeah, this is one hell of a... But yeah, for those of you who are new to DDR, like, if you're good... If you hit like high grades across the board with the 3 songs that you're given, then the game will give you like an extra stage to work on. Unlike the last 3 that you worked with, what happens is that you get 5 chances. If you miss all 5 with the extra song, then you fail and get an automatic E ranking. It doesn't matter how many steps you get. It doesn't matter how many combos you got. It doesn't matter if you have 100, 200, 300. If you fail 5 tries, that's it. You're screwed. That's the end. And whatever you do, do not fill up on food when playing this game. Like, it's safe to assume, judging from what we're seeing here, he's already played like up to 3 songs. Like in most arcades worldwide, you get up to playing DDR, you get up to 3 songs max. If you get below like a AAA or S, then that's all the songs you get. But if you get perfects across the board, you get an extra song or 2. I think the guy passed that song. Like, a lot of the songs, like, some of the songs are, like, stupid savage. because like you never know like you never know what you're gonna get with their steps or the beats permitted. As far as customization goes, well, it's called customization for a reason. Like, if you decide to give yourself a death wish while playing these songs, you better pray to God that you don't miss. Because God, they do not play around. Ow. Oh, you want to? I have a couple of friends who play this game, who not only play the DDR series, but also this other game called Puppet Up, which is basically Korea's answer to DDR. I think they have a new Puppet Up 2019. Huh. I think this is it. But yeah, this is the game that my friend plays. He also works at the arcade next to my house. And sometimes he does sneak in a couple of games, including on the weekends. And sadly, there's this policy in the arcade where if you work there, you can't play any of the games on the weekends. And you can't play any of the incentive games that give you tickets either. You can't be an employee and do that. Which I think is rather stupid in my opinion. Yeah, this is Pump It Up, and this is how they do. And this is kind of the setup. And instead of like 4 steps, you get like 5. And unless you're super good, like a perfect combo is a little less guaranteed. This is from a... Yep. Seriously. Yep, that's kind of how they roll. Oh, one other thing that separates this from DDR is the fact that they have a front-facing camera to record the person responsible for the progress. Other than that, I'm not very sure what they use the camera for. Puppet Up Prime 2, Donatello S12. Let's see something. Ah.
When it comes to methods of becoming literate in Japanese, there are two dominant schools of thought: the out-of-context approach and the in-context approach. The out-of-context approach is the more traditional, bottom-up way of approaching kanji. You sit down with a list of kanji and memorize how each character is written, all the things it can mean, and all the ways that it can be read. There are many variations of this approach depending on the order in which kanji are presented, the method by which information is committed to memory, and the amount of vocab that's learned alongside each character. Then we have the in-context approach, which is pretty much the exact opposite. Without any sort of systematic framework, you simply learn meanings and readings of kanji on a case-by-case basis as you come across them, either while working through some kind of vocabulary list or attempting to understand native Japanese. The book Remembering the Kanji by James Heisig can be thought of as a hybrid approach, lying directly in the crossroads of these two extremes. In this video, I'm going to attempt to present an argument for why the extremely misunderstood Remembering the Kanji is both more effective and more efficient than any version of the two traditional approaches. Now, I hate to play to authority like this, but I'm going to say this in an attempt to make my argument a little more convincing to the skeptics out there. I've personally reached a near-native level of Japanese reading comprehension, so I like to think I know what I'm talking about. I speak from experience, not purely out of theory. Feel free to check the description for a link to a video of me demonstrating my reading ability. So let's get started. Now, if you had to choose one of the two traditional approaches, the in-context approach would be without a doubt the right choice. So let me start off by explaining what the in-context approach gets right and what the out-of-context approach gets wrong. There are two interrelated reasons for the effectiveness of the in-context approach. One is that the in-context approach plays to the strengths of the learning mechanism of the brain, and the other is that the in-context approach is better adapted to the true nature of kanji use in Japanese. Let's start by talking about the brain. For the sake of this video, I'm going to make a distinction between intellectual knowledge and functional or intuitive knowledge. Intellectual knowledge is factual information that you learned consciously. If I asked you what company created your iPhone and you answered Apple, that would be an example of conscious intellectual knowledge. On the other hand,
yeah, I found out a lot of Japanese people don't know the short order from kanji, or so says my Japanese teacher who's from Japan.
One of those is more natural, even though you most likely have no conscious knowledge of the grammar rule that explains why. This is an example of intuitive knowledge. Let's look at another example.
That does kind of happen from time to time.
You've probably seen a text like this before. Even though all of the letters inside the words are rearranged, if you're fluent in English, you should have no trouble deciphering the text. This is proof that fluent reading ability is not reliant on conscious intellectual knowledge of how words are spelled, but intuitive knowledge of the general appearance of words. When you're reading a language,
let's stop for a second.
Example of intuitive knowledge. Let's look at another example.
This actually, I could not believe that I could actually understand what I was reading. Using the incredible power of the human mind, according to research at Cambridge University, it doesn't matter in what order the letters in the word are. The only important thing is that the first and last letter be in the right place. That shit's fucking crazy. And it does kind of play to what he's saying, because, like, if you've studied a language long enough, you'll be able to understand what the hell is going on despite the placement of the words and stuff. But if you were to do this with a language, for some, I can read it, but others don't. And you're right, it does kind of work. But if you were to try to do this with another language, and they decide to mess up their grammar or sentence structure or something like that, that would be incredibly hard and stress-inducing. Like, that's an anxiety attack waiting to happen when you're forced to read something just like this in a language that you couldn't understand, or have yet to fully comprehend. Like, that shit's fucking wild.
You've probably seen a text like this before. Even though all of the letters inside the words are rearranged, if you're fluent in English, you should have no trouble deciphering the text. This is proof that fluent reading ability is not reliant on conscious intellectual knowledge of how words are spelled, but intuitive knowledge of the general appearance of words. When you're reading a language you're fluent in, you're actually not looking at individual letters and sounding out words. Your mind sees whole words, or even whole groups of words, as indivisible little pictures. This is why you have no trouble reading words that you don't know how to spell. And when you do misspell a word, you know it looks wrong, even though you may not know the correct spelling. This tells us that intuitive knowledge does not guarantee intellectual knowledge. And the reverse is also true. If I pulled my mom aside and explained to her the general facial differences between Japanese people and Korean people, she almost certainly wouldn't immediately become able to apply that intellectual knowledge and successfully tell them apart. She would need some practice. So intuitive knowledge and intellectual knowledge are completely separate. And if we need intuitive knowledge in order to be able to read Japanese fluently, then we have to ask, how is intuitive knowledge gained in the first place? I feel like the average person would answer this question by saying, first, you gain conscious intellectual knowledge, and then, through repetitive practice, that knowledge naturally converts into unconscious intuitive knowledge. But given the apparent separation between intuitive knowledge and intellectual knowledge, this just sounds a little fishy. How to ride a bike. How to tell if somebody's lying. How to turn in a late assignment without getting marked down. It seems that we gain most of the intuitive knowledge that we acquire throughout our lifetime through direct experience. The subconscious mind is a pattern recognition machine, and a much better one than you could ever hope to be consciously. Here's an illuminating example from the book Incognito, The Secret Lives of the Brain by David Eagleman.
Sex. Determine the sex of, or, for example, sexing chickens.
I quote, "The Japanese invented a method of sexing chicks known as vent sexing, by which expert chicken sexers could rapidly ascertain the sex of one-day-old hatchlings. The mystery was that no one could explain exactly how it was done. It was somehow based on very subtle visual cues, but the professional sexers could not report what those cues were. Instead, they would look at the chick's rear, where the vent is, and simply seem to know the correct bin to throw it in. And this is how the professionals taught the student sexers. The master would stand over the apprentice and watch. The student would pick up a chick, examine its rear, and toss it into one bin or the other. The master would give feedback, yes or no. After weeks on end of this activity, the student's brain was trained up to masterful, albeit unconscious, levels." Unquote. Now hold on to that thought while I go back to kanji for a second. Despite what you may have been told, kanji don't really have readings. Above all, a kanji character represents meaning. I mean, that's why the same set of characters is able to be used across multiple completely different languages.
Kanji Bunkaken. You know, it's fucked up that I can actually read the Japanese side of things. It's fucked up that I can read the Japanese version of this. Which is more than I can say for everything else. No, this... No. Okay, actually, these two are actually, this look... The Korean and Taiwanese setup is actually the same. This, on the other hand, tells like a totally different story.
How a given character is pronounced is really only an afterthought, and this is especially true in talking about Japanese. Due to the complicated history of the Japanese language, most kanji in Japanese can be pronounced very many ways. And I'm not just talking about kunyomi versus onyomi. Not only do many kanji have multiple of both kunyomi and onyomi readings, but those kunyomi and onyomi readings also tend to get morphed and warped in difficult to predict ways depending on the specific usage. Not to mention that it's not uncommon for entirely new, completely unpredictable, one-off readings to get created just for a single word. Combine all of that with the fact that many kanji have multiple, oftentimes completely unrelated meanings, and we're faced with the ugly reality of kanji usage in Japanese. It's a complete and utter mess. So if you were to attempt to rely entirely on conscious intellectual knowledge to read kanji, not only would you have to memorize a boatload of different meanings and readings, but you'd also have to memorize a boatload of complicated rules and exceptions about usage as well. Now it might seem obvious, but think about this for a second.
Okay, let's take a break and just talk about the fact that I really want that piece of paper. I really want that I really want this paper because I really want to review every piece of kanji that I have written since day one. And I'm not counting the kanji. I'm not counting when I got started with the other books. I'm talking about when I did RTK. I want that paper.
This video is about how to learn
I'm gonna find it.
And if you don't know kanji yet, then most likely you don't know Japanese yet. How the hell is someone who doesn't know Japanese supposed to be able to understand and remember all of those complicated usage rules when those rules themselves are directly related to the specific structures of Japanese? Remember the example I gave earlier about how even if I explained to my mom how to tell the difference between a Japanese face and a Korean face, she still wouldn't be able to tell the difference? Well, it's the same principle here. Intellectual knowledge is complete.
Oh, you do? Awesome. I think I still have a PDF that my teacher gave us. Because I remember like a couple of times where I would use other notebooks to review every single kanji symbol that I have learned, and it does help at some point, but at the same time, it's like I'm still writing small, and it really does hurt my eyes. And having to write kanji that's so small, having to write kanji like yay small. Like, the amount of times I've had eye strain with this shit.
Completely separate from intuitive knowledge. So not only is all of that conscious memorization of readings and rules going to take outrageous amounts of time, it isn't actually going to help you become able to read real Japanese. You're just going to have a bunch of loose readings and rules floating around in your head, but when you actually stare at a Japanese text, 90% of the time the necessary knowledge isn't going to be there when you need it. No wonder the traditional Japanese learner hates kanji so much. But if you take the in-context approach, you can bypass all of this pain and struggle. Just temporarily forget the idea that individual kanji have independent readings and meanings, and simply learn the readings and meanings of whole words, as you actually come across them. Treat each kanji compound as an individual picture, just like how you read your native language, without worrying about the specific details of all the little strokes. And as you continue to learn more and more words this way, what will start to happen over time is that when you come across new words, you'll somehow be able to tell how they're going to be pronounced, as well as what they most likely mean. You'll start to develop an instinctive, functional knowledge of the readings and meanings of each kanji. Eventually, even when being shown individual kanji out of context, it will become easy to reflect upon your intuitive knowledge and deduct the isolated meanings and readings of characters. It sounds like magic, but it's not. It's the same phenomenon as the chick sexing example. The subconscious mind is a pattern recognition machine. All you need to do is supply your subconscious with enough raw data, and it will do all the calculations for you. Let me flesh out the effectiveness of this approach.
Okay. Now about that. It actually no, this kind of method actually works. After remembering the kanji, whenever I would finish RTK for the day, I would remember the basic stroke order of every symbol that is presented to me, including from symbols I've yet to work on. And this is coming out of, and this is from flashcards as well. Well, digital flashcards. Like, for example, yeah, let's go into Anki for a second. Yeah, fuck that. No, we're not doing the synchronization. Not after the shit I've heard. Okay, we're gonna jump quick to core 2000 for a second. Like, we're gonna jump into that real quick. Like, besides, I really need to work on that. Like, of all the digital... Okay, like, of all of the digital flashcards that I've used, Core 2000 has been the one that I've had the most focus on, since it enabled me to actually get a good grasp on a lot of the words and sentence structures. Like, it really does pay off. So, that being said, for example, like, as of late, I've done, like, not only did I jot down the words, but I also did, like, some extensive work on the definitions. So let me pull out a new tab real quick and go to Koto Bank, because that's going to be useful. All right. Also, I have a nice little cheat sheet in the form of Yomi-chan. This one actually helps. Press shift. Asahi Shimbun. Asahi Shimbun.
版出版
出版
講談社
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 小学館
is actually a publisher.
どのなどの辞書用語す
Asahi Shimbun Digital. Voyage Marketing. Like, if you want to define words in their native language, then this is the site for you. Go kotobank.jp. Kotobank.jp is a very wonderful site. Let me... The one thing I don't like about it is that it's set up kind of like Google. Oh, word? Say less. Say less. I can't believe they actually have an app for this. Say less, my boy. Continue. Thankfully, nobody saw the password here. Come on, please register, my guy. You have an app for that. Say less, boy. Shogakukan kanji. Wait, this one has ads. Hold on a second. The fuck? Alright. Settings. Google Play Store からインストールされたアプリ。いやいやいや。検索しようか。状況。よし、検索。戦況、戦争の状況、戦争の状況。 And I keep seeing this thing a lot. Chingeo. Kokoku. Oi, oi, kokoku iranai yo. Yeah, I need to write that shit down. Kokoku. Sekai na no ka. Yep, I got it right. Guess I'll just stick to the desktop version of this because, good lord. Koku. Bless you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Fishman. Koku. Koku とは広く専門一度広く世間一般に告げる知らせること世間一般に広告とは広告広く世間すげ知らせることWell, damn. All right. So, I'm going to take a break in a minute to tell you guys that you guys are... I want to take this moment to tell you that you guys are hella awesome right now. On Twitch side of things, 35 followers. We're almost at 50 right now. We're 45% done. We're 45% done with the goal. Gotta say, it is really great right now. Like, I really was. 35 followers on Twitch. We're 45% close to Twitch affiliate at this point. To becoming a candidate for Twitch affiliation. Which means TwitchCon, which means subscriptions, which means being able to talk, which means you guys being able to support me in any way you can. Even though you already are supporting me right now just by watching. Could have been anywhere in the world at this hour of the night, but you guys are here with me. Like, I'm just gonna say this right now. You guys are a hell of an awesome bunch. Be it on YouTube, be it on Twitch. Like, you guys are just amazing. You guys are watching me pick up words. Okay, so the word I just picked up is kokoku, which means kokoku, which means advertisement. And the definition I chose, I guess for right now what I choose is like the more simplified definitions. This one is from the Digital Daijin Dictionary. And Daijin is one of the major Japanese dictionaries used in Japan. I really want to get my hands on a physical copy of these books. I will definitely trade my Japanese English dictionary for something like this. Whether it be the Daijin, Super Daijin, or Shinmeikai. Like, I want to be able to get my hands on some shit like that, because that could be pretty useful. Especially if I decide, you know what? If Daijin has Daijisen. No, Digital Daijisen. Can't believe I called it Daijin, man. What the hell, man? Like, I am messing up. Like, yo. Okay. Let me see if there's an app for that shit. Like, Digital Daijisen. Please tell me you're here. You're here, except you cost money. Fucking hell. I don't even have enough. Man. Let's take a look at some of this shit. Android. And I don't know if I can download any more apps on this phone because this thing is about to break. Reiwa. Tokyo. So Daijisen is more than just a dictionary, apparently. Let's see if Daijin has an app also. Yeah, since I tend to confuse the two dictionaries together. Daijin. Oh, come on. Damn, so far the only dictionaries that are free are the Japanese English dictionaries, which kind of fucking suck. that's kind of sad. I really want one. But yeah, this is my Anki setup right here. Like, the only ones I've used so far are Japanese visual 2K, visual novel, anime, and manga vocabulary, where they pull vocabulary words that are most commonly used in light novels, anime, manga, and visual novels. Then you have pitch accent, which I've been skimming through quickly. A flashcard list that I have yet to complete. Kanji for remembering kanji characters. I don't think this is officially from the Heisei method, from the Heisei remembering the kanji series. I'm not too sure on that. So chances are I'm probably going to leave that alone. So on to Core 2000 it is. Torihiki. Sensei, torihikiって何? と言われてもな。Okay, so this is part of my everyday regimen. Normally, alright. So, further digging around. I'm gonna write down this little phrase here. First, a little confirmation. Oh god, for real, fam? Yep, that's right. I don't know if any of you can see it, but I really am apologetic for the chicken scratch. But yeah. This is what I'm working on. I don't know if you guys can see any of this, but hopefully you can. Exposed. Exposed. Shonin to shonin またはshoninと逆との間で行われる介在行為行われる介在行為lettering is small as hell. It doesn't sound like a similar. Digital Digisan Plus. Daijiri Daisanban. Torihiki. Same as Daiji. The first one is the same as Daiji-san. Kabuをする. Well, compared to the Daiji-san definition, this one is a lot more. this one appeals a little more to the layman's. So, 取引とは、商人同士、また同士と客との間でならせる商業行為つまりなされ商業行為
行為
I hope I got that right. 商業行為 No, damn it, quit playing around. Navigate ビジネスの
取引。私たちは中国の会社と取引しています。
Alright, Zilly, welcome back. You just caught me You, my dear, have caught me streaming a little small portion of my regimen. Let's see if you guys can get a look at what I am doing. It's gonna be hard. Okay, so私たちは中国の会社 と取引しています。We're dealing with a Chinese company. That's basically what the example sentence said, not me. So instead of going to good, even though I'll see them, I figured that the best approach would be to write both the word and definitions. Zubon.
Zubon. Zubon が汚れた。
Yeah, why not? Why not write it in English for just once? Yogoreru. Kitanai. Kitanai になること。つまり、英語で dirty。ズボンがよく汚れた。Yeah, I'm almost done with this notebook also, which is hella wild. Excuse me. Alright, Commander Root, Lurks, Windsock, Angel Light, Ali-chan especially. I want to welcome you guys to the Twitch side of things. Hope you're doing well. How's it going? Hope you guys are doing extraordinarily well. Meanwhile, on the YouTube side of things, it's great seeing a lot of you. It's great seeing a lot of you YouTubers again. All you guys on YouTube again. And I can't stress enough how much I miss you guys. Kikidashi. Ugh.
Hikidashi. 財布は引き出しの中にあります。
財布財布は引き出しの中にあります。財布は引き出しの中にあります。Oh, I thank you. Okay, back on Twitch. Ali-chan, welcome once again to the stream. It is always a blast to see you here on Twitch. Thank you so much. I cannot stress this enough. You're hella awesome for this. But yeah, welcome to the Zatsudan corner. But again, for those of you who are coming back or are new, welcome to my Zatsudan corner. Osairu. Osairu って何? Terribly sorry. There was one hell of a big sneeze right there. Osairu とは力をある部分に加えて抑えるとは力をある部分に加えること。You guys are too much right now. Like, seriously, like, y'all. What I don't like is this phone screen popping out. I mean, good God, does it suck. Meanwhile, here on Twitch, how is everyone doing? Hopefully well, because, like, I'm gonna tell you, like, flat out, I love y'all. But yeah, I'm gonna take a break from that for right now and get to something a little more interesting. Now, yeah, pretty good. Just trying to support someone. You know, that is the nicest thing. That is one of the nicest things I've ever heard. Like, that's really thoughtful. Like, one must wonder, should I show the console wars? Because lately, there were some YouTube videos that I saw, which came from this Japanese viewing site called Nico Nico Doga. You know, these videos usually involve the weirdest way of explaining the history of the console wars. So I'm just going to show this real quick.
前回のあらすじ。大混戦となった地上戦、大本命だったはずの PS3 が盛大にずっこける中、一般
Well, okay, to provide a little context on what the actual living heck is going on right now is the fact that okay, to provide a little context on what's going on, this is like somebody's way of expressing the console wars and what happened throughout its history. And every time they explain it, it's well illustrated in like with the consoles being like tanks, drones, fighter jets, and so forth, mortars and everything. Like, good lord. Okay, meanwhile, 2009.
ソフト面においても350万本を超えるヒットとなった Wii スポーツ、マリオカート、Wii Fit を3本柱として。
Okay, so around this time, games like Wii Sports, Mario Kart, and Wii Fit have been doing well for the console.
2009年の時点で8本のソフトがミリオンに到達。さらに2008年12月10日、スクエア・エニックスがドラゴンクエスト10の Wii での開発を発表する。空中においても、今世代最強
They released Dragon Quest X on the Wii.
ドラクエ9、ポケモン金銀リメイクといった最強ソフトラインナップでがっちりシェアを固めており、業界全体で任天堂の独走体制が続いている。一方こちらは国内3位のマイクロソフト。登場するたびに負けるという悲惨な状況に、さぞかし意気消沈しているだろうと思いきや、気分は上々の Xbox 360。国内では3位でも、日本以外では先行販売を生かし2位を維持、さらに国内でも諦めずに戦い続けた。
By 2009, PS3 has stopped. PS3 hasn't been doing nicely, but still doing good compared to the Xbox 360 in terms of Japanese sales. That's what it looks like it's saying.
ことで、4月にはついに国内販売台数100万台を達成する。
Yeah, like the Xbox has done a shit job in Japan. Not only that, the N64 actually did a terrible job over there also. I guess because at the time, and I guess because like at the time, what the N64 has been selling were games with a strong focus on Western audiences, especially since a lot of the games were crafted by Western developers. Japan wasn't all too fond of it. Not many people there were liking it very much, so I guess there's that. But yeah, continuing on.
まだまだ普及しているとは言い難いが、販売台数の割にソフトは意外と充実しており、
I guess what they were trying to do with the 360 is make it sell, but it still didn't change the fact that they were doing poorly. It still did change the fact that they did poorly in stark contrast to Sony and Nintendo. I mean, they had Idolmaster, Blue Dragon, Ace Combat 6, Forza Motorsport, and Tales of Vesperia. All, no. I think with this lineup, only like 1/5 of it was Western developed.
レッドリング問題にも対応、コアユーザー専門ハードとして生き残りを図っている。そして最後に紹介するのは、前回全くいいところのなかった SCE。長らく戦線を支えてきた初代 PS2 が倒されてしまい、薄型 PS2 も時代の波に飲まれ、もはやいるだけ参戦状態。
So basically, the original PS3 model wasn't doing too hot. No. But the slimmer model has been doing moderately well.
唯一戦力として数えられる PSP も DS との戦いで手一杯、とても援護を期待できる状況。
And the PSP is getting his ass whooped by the DS. 空中の PSP は現在ながこちらは No, I don't think I read that right. こちらは DS との戦いで失敗2009年はモンハン新作なし。So they didn't have a new Monster Hunter game for the. So I'm guessing what they're saying is PSP didn't get a Monster Hunter game back in 2009, which kind of sucks.
今日ではない。何としても PS3 を立て直さなければ、激動の地上戦を戦い抜くことはできないのだ。
Sony Computer Entertainment 戦力。
さて、PS3 の立て直しを図る SCE だが。
Wait a minute, I know that song. I know that background music. It's from that 1993 Ultraman. It's from that Ultraman show It's from that Ultraman show in 1993. I know that song.
ここでいいニュースが飛び込んでくる。PS3 最大最強のソフトである FF13 に、ついに完成の目が。
Okay. PlayStation 3最強の切り札。Final Fantasy 13の完成が近い。完成が近い。一目で分かる Final Fantasy 13の前後の PS3 で開発がない。で、2006年 Final Fantasy 13 Versus 13 August 13そう今までのクリスタルはただの石発言海外で360とのマルチソフトにここでオディンの発売決定
がついたというのだ。さらに SCE 自身も大幅にコストダウンの進んだ薄型 PS3 を開発中と反撃のピースは着々と揃いつつある。
Okay, 2009 is I think like midway before somewhere before 2010 they were already in the works of creating a slimmer PS3, which is essentially the one that I was working with. I'm sorry. Okay, guys, before I continue, I just want to say that despite my Japanese, my translation might be a little off, so I'm terribly sorry if I get anything wrong. If there's anyone from Japan, Monster Hunter World should be enough. I don't know whether to agree or disagree with that statement, seeing as though I've yet to play the Monster Hunter series. I mean, I've tried doing so, but I always seem to suck at it.
が、FF13 発売の前に PS3 には戦わなければならないて。
I guess I should also state that even though they were successful enough in getting Final Fantasy, now what they were trying to do upon Final Fantasy 13's release was have like an extended universe, kind of like Final Fantasy 7 did. So it was around this time they had Final Fantasy 13, and they had Final Fantasy Akito 13. Other than that, they had Versus 13, which was supposed to be in the same universe. Then there was Akito 13, which is now Type 0. And there was a great deal of development hell on Square Enix's behalf because they were taking like mad long on a lot of games because they were so busy trying to make it so super duper cool. And let's not forget Kingdom Hearts 3 and the amount of times they dicked about as years went on, making auxiliary titles here. Yeah, like they were making auxiliary titles within that universe. But back to Final Fantasy 13, like they had to redo the last two games to give them like somewhat of their own identity. As I said, Akito 13 became Type 0, and Versus 13 became Final Fantasy 15. And not only that, they all became like their own world. 13 had 13.2 and Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13.3. So the proposed extended universe that they were going for wasn't the same as the final result. So that's what's going on right now.
敵がいる。現状 PS3 最大の希望と言っていい FF13 だが、このソフトは360とのマルチソフト。
So, oh yeah, about that. Let me talk about a little experience I had concerning the time I played Final Fantasy 13. Like, this was my first experience with the game was sometime before I bought the PlayStation 3. And I was at a gaming lounge near my house, and it's a nice little place. If you're ever in like the Lithonia area in Georgia, you should definitely hit that place up. But yeah, I was playing Final Fantasy 13 for the first time there, and I realized that it was on 3 discs. And I'm thinking to myself, like, Microsoft, what the hell's going on here? But when I bought the PlayStation 3 and bought me a copy of Final Fantasy 13 prior, I realized that the PS3 port of that game only had 1 disc, which means the Blu-ray disc that, I guess this is a little reflective of another situation that happened, and that was the war between HD DVDs and Blu-rays, and HD DVDs just took a fat-ass L in favor of Blu-ray discs. Like, that was a one-sided disc format battle if I ever saw one. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, basically what was going on in the mid-2000s was, like, Blu-ray discs was, like, yeah, you see that HD DVD? That's pride fucking with you. That's pride fucking with you. So, yeah, that's what happened. Why was that even a fight to begin with? I don't even fucking know. But as far as the Xbox 360, they were still using DVD formats. Like, they were still using DVD formats. And as a result, I guess that kind of explained why PS3 beat out 360 in that regard when it came to Final Fantasy 13 and similar games like it.
3を買って待っているユーザーが多数いる現状。主義よく FF が発売したとして、これでもし後からインターナショナル版を箱丸でも発売すると言い出された時には、
Oh yeah, that, and for the most part, PS3 was completely region lock free, save for like only certain games, like say Persona 4 Arena and Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. That is unless you get like the limited edition.
が活気づき、せっかく FF で盛り上がった PS3 市場に冷や水を差されてしまう。今のうちに360を潰しておかないと、後々足をすくわれかねない。そんなわけで、再び360との戦いに向かう
But it was also like at the very end of that decade, like it baffles me that Sony and Microsoft have been at each other's throats in certain regards. Now I will say this though, the 360 version of Bayonetta did a hell of a better job than the PS3 port. Which, yeah.
PS3 今回はセガから発売された大作、龍が如くを飛行として攻撃。3回、今までやられっぱなしだった360だが、ソフトの充実してきた今回は違う。スクエニから発売の RPG、スターオーシャン4で反撃を行う。
Like, oh, you got Like a Dragon 3, well that's okay, we got Star Ocean, motherfuckers.
着実に成長を続けた箱根は、もはやただのかかしではない。しっかり反撃をもらう PS3。おまけに箱丸はダメージを回復できるため、生半可な攻撃では倒しきることはできないのだ。反撃の一歩目でいきなりつまずく PS3。その時だった。ついに来た。PS3 反撃ののろしとなる、薄型 PS3 がついに完成。PS3 の性能はそのままに、技術の進歩により。
Okay, so basically, what was going on?
おまけに箱丸はダメージを回復できるため、
Oh wow, I'm too far in.
では倒しきることはできないので、
Like, holy shit, I am ass behind here.
いきなりつまずく PS3。その時だった。
But yeah, like, did you guys see what happened with those PSP? Okay, now, here's what's go. So basically what's saying was, like, the PS3 was a nice little console, but there were certain moments where it just sucked. Like, granted it had, like, the first model had universal backwards compatibility via upgrades. Via internal upgrades. In the form of firmware updates. Like, you can play PS1 and PS2 games on it. But the Slim model, you can only play PS1 titles, but not PS2 games, which kind of sucks ass. But one thing that all PS3 models had in common was that you can change out the hard drives, which was, I thought, was something pretty badass. Okay. 2009. Yeah, 2009 saw the release of the model 2000A PS3, which at the time was like around which was roughly around $300 US.
PS3 の性能はそのままに、技術の進歩により 32% の小型化、36% の軽量化、そして 34% の初。
Still doesn't change the fact that the PS3 version of Bayonetta sucked a dick.
消費電力の削減に成功。さらに血の滲むようなコストダウンの結果、1万円値下げしたにもかかわらず、なんと1台売るごとにたったの3300円の赤字で済むのだ。そして、この薄型 PS3、初期装備にあるソフトを用意している。これは、前回箱丸で発売された、Tales of Vesperia.
Oh, yeah, and this was also when they got their version of Tales of Vesperia, which was originally for the 360 with all the extra trimmings, but it was a Japan-only release at that time, so a lot of Tales fans were like, oh, you're only available in Japan, but the PS3 is region-free. Say less. I'm buying it anyway, but you don't understand Japanese. That's fine, I'll learn.
エリアではないか。そう、これはいわゆる完全版商法。 1本のゲームを複数のハードで時期をずらして発売することで、少しの追加要素だけで、ソフト
In all honesty, I respect Microsoft and their efforts to make the Xbox and other consoles associated with it. I mean, despite everything that's being said here, I totally agree with you, because, like, not gonna lie, Xbox actually did have some kick-ass. 360 had a couple of kick-ass games here and there. Metal Wolf Chaos, One Chambara, Ogon Buso. Like, they had a couple of good titles. They had a couple of good titles there. Especially if you're, like, a fan of shooting games and FPSs and stuff like that. Oh, and they also had, like, Ninja Gaiden 2, Dead or Alive. Those were pretty nice as well. Not only that, they also had a cool kick-ass controller too, which was compatible with PCs as well. To be honest, I prefer the PlayStation controls more so, but still, compatibility across the board. Yeah, like compatibility across the board with that with the 360 controller. You can't really argue with that, because like with the PS3 and PS4 controller for a time, like if you wanted it compatible with a computer, you had to download a special software for that. Whereas the Microsoft controllers, all you have to do is plug and play, and that's it. But yeah, I have beef with Microsoft in terms of controllers here, man, because like the Xbox One controllers, like they still run on Duracell and Energizer type batteries, and like really stop it. And this is just their proprietary controllers, also, which like no, fuck that. Like y'all niggas straight wildin' with this nonsense. Like for example, like I went to a Microsoft store once, and I was looking for some controllers after I completed my PC, after I was done building my computer, and all I saw was battery powered controllers, which would have been fine had it not been for the fact that there were Duracell, that you needed like those cylindrical batteries to run them. I was like, no, fam, this is bullshit. Well, thankfully, you can run PS4 controllers on PC with no problems nowadays. But it still doesn't change the fact that I had to deal with that shit with wireless controllers. Like, I was better off buying the wired versions, and that's anger-inducing. But then again, a wired controller, in my opinion, does a little bit better as opposed to like a wireless controller, because you have to worry about charging your battery. But at least some of the battery powered controllers today are a lot better than what Microsoft has been offering, in my honest opinion. Like, I'm just saying.
完全版商法の煽りをもろに食らう Xbox。セールズに限らず、360で発売された売上上位ソフト。
Here's another funny thing concerning Star Ocean. The same people that made the Tales series also made, like, half of the former members behind the Tales of series development team also went on to do Star Ocean anyway. Like, they've gone on to create their own company called Tri-Ace. And a lot of their development philosophies kind of carry over into games like Star Ocean and End of Eternity. Okay, first of all, this fucking face right here, I'm like, Jesus Christ, that is scary. Imagine this being the first thing, you wake up to.
薄型 PS3 の挨拶代わりの完全版攻撃に360は撃沈。だが、これで終わる Xbox ではなかった。ただ本体が全部吹っ飛ばされただけではないか。いつものように復活して、ここから反撃してやる。第3ラウンドの始まりだー。 360の生命線であったテイルズなどの独占ソフトを失ったことで、360市場は急。
Microsoft also has rechargeable battery packs. For the 360 controllers, yeah, no problem. But if what you're saying is true about the new controllers for the Xbox One, let me look that up. Xbox. Oh, damn it. I set it back to English. Xbox One rechargeable controller. Magnetic contact system ensures secure, reliable charge. One-handed controller navigation while it charges. Works with Xbox, Xbox One S, and Xbox Elite controllers. Stand charger. In the box, charging stand with rechargeable battery, battery cover, 6-foot long core, charging cord. Okay, okay. Okay, you got me there. Halo is one of my favorite shooting games. Reach, ODST, and 4. That's all. Not gonna lie, Halo has like a nice little set of games from that series. Like, I saw one dude one time play it, and gotta say, it's... Oh, yeah, and the animated collection, and the animations collection for Halo Legends. Oh, God. There was one where Akira Toriyama did the... I think it was Toriyama who did the character designs. No. Yep, I think it was them. Halo Legends 2010. Okay, I'm gonna try to be... Okay. Some of these are animes. Okay. No, no.
Their small arms to commit suicide.
Some of these are animes. Even though with all I said about Microsoft not doing too well in Japan, that doesn't mean that all Japanese hate Western games. There are some that actually do love them. And you can tell with like some of the fan bases, especially if you go on Twitch. Especially if you're on Twitch, you'd be surprised what you see there. Like, it is awesome. Okay, this piece right here. This odd one out.
What?
Okay, directed by Daisuke Nishio. Daisuke Nishio, he directed a couple of Toei animated works such as One Piece and especially, well, mostly Dragon Ball. So you can tell that Dragon Ball is written all over this animation here. Not in the character design part, but yeah.
You think he'll be okay? This kind of thing happens to him all the time. Well, 1337 is...
I'm sorry to say this, but Cortana looks like a fish monster right here.
Still is smart. He's been...
She looked like she's from Atlantis or something. But the design's still looking nice, though.
trained with the best of them. There's no need for concern. If you say so, Master Chief.
It wouldn't be the first time he fell off a pelican. But still, I am a little worried.
Yeah. Oh no.
Ah. Ah, he fucked up.
Hey, look at that! It's the junky old robot they found.
Oh.
Junky robot. Even if you don't want to know, I'll tell you who I am. I am one of the strongest warriors in space. I am Spartan. 1337.
I wouldn't stand there if I were you. It's not very safe.
How dare they ignore my awesome heroine?
Wow. Holy shit, that's crazy.
Fear not. I am the strongest warrior in the know.
Strongest warrior eaten by a dinosaur. Ah. Straight disrespect.
He doesn't really get along with strangers all that much.
Aw. It's terrible.
Excellent. This is the perfect opportunity to show those Spartans a thing or two about Covenant power. Ring out, Pluton! Yes, sir. Yes.
This isn't gonna end well.
By a warrior ever created. Now go to the planet Krunky and demonstrate our might. But Pluton's weapons are still in the experimental stage. They'll be enough to vanquish the humans. Don't you think a real battle will be the best way to conduct our little test? If that is
You know, if you take out a lot of the Halo characters and limit it to just the residents on that planet that Spartan landed on, then 9 times out of 10, this would have been just another Toei animation or a Dragon Ball special.
I will get you at long last, Master Chief. Now go, Pluton! Not go destroy them! No, not over here! He's over that way! He's over there! Don't hurt me, go that way! I need a vacation.
That's terrible. Oh, you poor bastard.
Chief, respond, please. Can you hear me? Chief, over. Hello? Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Not you. I thought I told you to stop following me.
Robot, look.
I told you I'm not a robot.
Except for the guy isn't Master Chief. He's actually just he's one of the Spartan soldiers from the game. The thing is, he just lit it up. Wait a minute, that looks like a science space part.
Covenant? It's dangerous. Get out of here. As far as you can.
Okay.
Damn. Seriously, this dude is catching hella L's right now. But I think there are 2 other people that are going to enter the fray and try to stop this guy.
You guys all right?
Hey, look, it's Big Brother. And Big Sister.
Any of you know what that thing is out there? It looks like he almost blew up the whole mountain range.
We got one sky. Then all of a sudden, he and this big giant monkey started going nuts.
Don't worry, your big brother's gonna take care of it.
Yeah, well, he might be a little tougher than you think.
We don't have much choice.
Seriously, these guys look like Dragon Ball characters. Like, you know, these guys have been used to drawing Dragon Ball for a long time. 1337.
No one else will say it, so I will. The fact that I never give up is one of my good points!
Hey, look, the rain stopped. The robot's back!
What's that? Apparently they used to travel between the stars with that. An old UNSC frigate must have crash landed.
I hear that we were all born inside there.
Mama raised us all by herself. Mama? You kids should stay behind. This is my fight. Don't worry about it. We may not look it, but we're pretty tough.
Though we're no match for Mama.
Mama, huh? When we were still little, she fought off a bunch of bird-headed pirates by herself. That sounds like one heck of a mama. But you know what? I'm one heck of a mama myself.
The look in that guy's face is like, really, dude? If there was no context behind this, I'm pretty sure he'd be like, really, nigga?
I did it. I did it! Oh no! We'll be done for if he reaches full strength! We gotta stop him!
Yeah, and that's gonna be the hard part.
Let's talk more action!
Damn. Yo.
This isn't good. He won't budge.
We're totally screwed.
What else can we do? We're doomed.
Look out, Jesus!
Just kidding. Gotta do something. Oh! Hey! What the heck is that? No, as if he'd ever fall for that!
He did fall for it!
He did.
That's crazy.
What's happening?
Mama's activating.
No way. Is that a slip-space rupture? That was Mama.
I told you no one was as tough as Mama.
Master Chief, radio contact has been reestablished. Good. I'll try to contact 1337.
There's another AI living on this planet.
What?
I've lost contact with it, but I'm pretty sure I felt it just tinkering with the slipspace drive. She's another AI, it seems, just like I am.
Why here? You want me to collect her?
No, let's not do that. It's a very old AI construct. You might say something of an antique. She seems
Seems what?
happy. If I'm understanding correctly, she seems to be happy.
We're home!
Were you playing as cavemen again?
Ha! 1337, never change. But yeah, I figured I'd show that. Mainly because, like, that was actually one of my favorite. But yeah, I figured I'd show that because it was one of my favorite Halo shorts that I've ever seen. Like, I really like it.
速に冷え込み、一気に空気化してしまう。これまで何度やられても立ち上がってきた360。だがこれ以降、360が国内業界で、その存在感を発揮することは、なかった。さて、360が空気となったところで、再び Wii との戦いが始まる。
So Slim is fighting in the original's place.
PS3 が360と戦っている間に、Wii はモーションプラスという周辺機器を導入し、自らの長所を伸ばしている。
Yeah, I don't know about Wii Motion Plus. Personally, I did just fine playing No More Heroes 2 without it. Then again, I don't know.
さらに、上空では怪物2匹が暴れ回っている以上、今攻撃するのは得策ではない。時を同じくして FF の発売日が正式決定したこともあり、SCE は決戦の時を12月に決め、力を蓄え始める。任天堂もこの間に Wii を値下げし、両者ともに戦いの準備を整えていくのだった。そして、ついに決戦の時はやってきた。2009年12月17日。PS3 最強のソフト、FF13 がついに、
Final Fantasy 13 finally released at December 17th. December 17th, 2009 was when Final Fantasy 13 released in Japan. And I think it was like 190 million copies were sold. Wait, it took 5 years to make the... Jesus.
体力も凄まじいが、今回の目玉はこの重力制御装置。新しい遊びを提案した Wii に対し、こちらも重力という新しい概念を FF に持ち込んだ。確かに Wii は強い。
動力。
高速の異名を持ち、重力を自在に操った大きなるオールレンジ攻撃の前では、いかに運といえどひとたまりも。いきなり壊れた。そう、年末商戦こそは任天堂のホームグラウンド。任天堂もまた、Wii 史上最大最強のソフト、ニュースーパーマリオブラザーズ Wii を完成させていたの。
Okay, so also around that year, New Super Mario Bros. Wii was released, 4-player, and it sold over 456 million copies in Japan.
ニューマリオと FF、くしくもお互いの最高戦力がぶつかり合う戦いとなったが、この戦いは明らかに任天堂有利。すでに本体売上で倍以上の差がつけられてしまっている今、ムービーでしか重力を操れない FF では、この差を覆すのは相当厳しい。だが、それでもここは引くわけにはいかない。ここで巻き返すことができなければ、
I mean, I understand this was like the console wars, but this video really paints it like an actual war.
勝つなど夢のまた夢。Wii にとってもそれは同じ。ニューマリオの発売した今こそ、PS3 を打ち取り、完全勝利を成し遂げるチャンスなのだ。PS3 と Wii の全てをかけた戦いが、今始まる。互角か。いや違う。必ず倒す。ここで倒して、3世代にわたり任天堂の悲願を成し遂げる。やはりダメだ。完全に押されている。耐えろ、耐えてくれ新型。こんなところでやられて終わるために PS2 は犠牲になったんじゃ。
Like, anyone get the reference to what the hell's going on right now?
ない。力を爆発させるんだ。うおー。何？今だー。 た。だが Wii の弾も死んではいない。相打ちだー。なぜ累計で倍以上の差をつけられている FF が Wii にダメージを与えることができたのか。その答えは両者の売上性質の違いにある。そう、じわ売れ安定タイプのマリオに対して、FF は初週にその大部分を売り上げる、超初動型だったため、一瞬の勢いでマリオを上回ったことで、Wii にもダメージが通ったのだ。ついに Wii への反撃に成功した PS3。冷静に考えると、初期型がやられた分やっぱり負けているような。
Poor PS3 though, that's a terrible waste of money.
こちらの攻撃が通ったということ。そして、FF と新型の相乗効果で PS3 の売り上げは一気に伸び、2匹目の土壌を狙うソフト会社も集まり始める。発売以来散々な目に遭ってきた PS3 だが、ついにここで急加速。PS3 は復活に成功するのだった。PS3 はこの戦いの裏で一体何が起こっていたのか、それを正確に理解するためには、予備知識としてゲーム会社の収益構造を理解する必要がある。というわけで久しぶりの茶番解説に入ります。ゲーム機を出している会社は、一体どのように利益を出しているのか。これには大きく分けて3つの要素があり、まず基本となる、ゲーム機本体、コントローラー、加えてメモリーカード。
Okay, yeah, that's enough of the console war for today. And just on freaking cue, YouTube suggests, oh, I see you like Halo. There, we got more Halo videos for you. Okay, so whilst we're at it, I have a question to ask you guys. Like, how many of you think that this little section right here is clickbait? How many of you guys think this is clickbait? Right here. How many of you think this isn't real? Because I think it's real. And no thanks to YouTube spoiling it for me. People can finally learn that it is real. So, yes, no, maybe so. Oh well. Presenting Street Fighter 2 Black Belt Rainbow Edition. In a concrete shopping mall. In a jackpot arcade. Was a forbidden version of Street Fighter 2. Champion Edition. Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. So here's the main draw of this. Yo. A lot of the mechanics in this game is like not tournament friendly at all. Like, what the hell? This video comes from Street Fighter 2 Old School. Wait, hold up. What? Hold up there, buddy. Okay, this guy right here. Wow, E Honda just got smashed the heck up so bad that he ended up turning into Blanca and Ryu. Like, yeah, like you guys are seeing this right now. Yes, that's what I'm wondering. Like, did he glitch though? Like, 1 minute you're fighting E Honda, next minute you're fighting Blanca. Like, exactly. I wonder if Blanca's gonna glitch into some other character. That's what I want to find out. Yeah, oh, yeah, he did. Like, Jesus Christ. Ow. Like, you got dudes shooting out more than 3 fireballs. I don't think this was made in... I don't think this game was found in the Portsmouth arcades in the 90s at all. Some developer out there in 2018, that was a good idea to screw with everybody's minds and make a Street Fighter 2 game that allows you to shoot multiple fireballs all at once and glitch character and turn characters into the Capcom equivalent of Shang Tsung. That's what I think was going on. Look. Okay, let's look at the comments for this shit. Like, look, just pick a top tier. Just pick any top tier. Select Zangief. Zangief selects Ryu. When you realize Ken has been hallucinating about his arch nemesis and made up person named Ryu and beats up innocent civilians because they all look like him. This could have been all avoided if Ken had contacted the proper health professionals who can help with such disorders. Like, good God. If you were to see him, please reach out. Watch Christmas Horror Story. Santa's storyline is the same. Hong Lee, I didn't know why I find this so funny. I didn't fully realize it before. Remember, winners don't use drugs. I remember when the Shady Plaza joint down the street from where I live got this version. The line was out of the door and tried to play it. I think they made more money off this machine than their pizzas. Oh, this comment right here. CPU, I'm Blanca. Also CPU. Nah, I'm a be Ryu now, fam. In the mid-90s, a young man growing up in Los Angeles would brave the rugged streets of South Central and ride the bus to a liquor store more than 20 city blocks from his home to play this version of the... Yo, what the fuck? Random guy. Ever burn someone so hard they turned into someone else? Ken. Happens to me all the time, bro. Happens to me all the time. I'm not gonna even read the 20 comments because we'll be here all night. You just made my day, man. It's probably the inspiration for Pocket Fighter, where Pocket Fighter came from. Are you man enough to fight with me? Now you're teleporting all across the damn stage. What the fuck? My mans. What is with these folks? Okay. Back to Ken hallucinating. I don't remember Shoryuken doing that, moving like that. What the hell? No, fam. Yo, this game is wild. Wait, hold on, I missed that. Okay. Gal just Gal just flat out teleported on a dude. Like, what the flying fuck? Okay. Like, I think we're done here. Okay. Something's up. Something is terribly up here. Why am I recommending World Star Hip Hop? Like, seriously, why the fuck am I recommended this? Yeah, I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that. Okay. Oh. So, there's a video I really liked, which was from Dogen, where he talks about his elementary school expedition. Funny thing is, one of my convention buddies knows this guy.
2012年2月19日、南小学校にて みんな道元先生に会うのをすんごく楽しみにしてるよ。今日はスーパー元気だわ。一年
They're
生の
super
教
lively
室
today.
に向かう途中、太田先生はそう言ってにっこりと笑った。太田先生はイングリッシュをよく使う40代後半とおぼしき黒髪の女性だ。
I had to head to bed during watching.
小学生と一緒に過ごしてきたせいか。
Well, you sleep well? Well, you sleep well, okay?
すごいというふうに形容詞をよく伸ばす。たとえ相手が郵便局の配達員であってもだ。みんな昨日から道元先生に早く会いたいって言ってるわ。そうですか。楽しみですね。笑いながらも僕は動機が激しくなるのを感じた。小学校1年生の授業は初めてだ。どうなるかわからない。道元先生。
I'm going in blind.
いや、1A と書かれた教室の前で立ち止まる。思い出して僕は太田先生に話しかけた。アルファベットの練習のことで。Let's go!
See you later, CC.
ガッツポーズをして僕の言葉を遮り、ガラガラと教室のドアを左へと滑らせた。中を見て、僕はあっけに取られた。アフリカのサバンナ、見渡す限り人気のない草原。中央には大きな
In the middle of a large waterhole,
その中で歯の
which serves as the resting ring for chip-toothed hippo and giant or patho. Urine and blood sprayed in all directions.
塊の右側ではハイエナが走り回っている。7、8頭はいそうだ。その横ではボクシングするように後ろ足で立って格闘しているライオン。
Poor Dogen.
帰りたい、今すぐ帰りたいと思いつつ、仕方なく狂気な
Wait for a moment like this.
動物園の匂いが鼻をつく。とにかく暑い。僕は水たまりの左
to the left of the waterhole.
落葉しきった大木。
Must leave the street.
その枝によじ登る3匹の猿。小杖のてっぺんには
Probably a piece of orangutan.
ライオンたちに向かって糞を投げている。何ですかこれ。
What is this?
思わずそう言うと、
Minnesota.
そこで自分のすぐ後ろに象が歩いていることに気づき、心臓が飛び出しそうになった。One more time. 笑みを絶やさない。
It's always smiles. Oh god, that's not a good sign.
僕はもう一度聞く。生徒たちはどこですか。
Where
太
the
田
students?
先生はグフフと笑った。道元先生のそういうジョークを言うところ、いいですね。答えになっていない答えに不安を募る。水たまりの方に目をやると、カバが蛇に噛みついていた。では、今から道元先生が体の部分を紹介してくれます。
Oh god, this.
思わず太田先生の方に視線を戻し、道元先生のソングをしっかり聴きましょう。自分の歌があったことに驚くとともに、授業計画に
I placed the letter have a song, but angry Muslim to last one to tell me one of the monkeys does a backflip into the water hole.
道元先生言うの忘れたけど、ヘッドショルダーズニーズ&トーズ歌ってくれますか。ヘッドショルダーズニーズ&トーズをヘビに歌えと。もちろんいいですよ。笑って答える僕の太田先生は手でメガホンを作った。みんな立ってスタンディングアップ。いつの間にか横になっていたライオンたちは興味なさそうにしばらくするとまた視線を外してあくびをした。お願いしますね、道元先生。深呼吸。
These are fucked up. These are fucked up working conditions.
次のサビお願いします。And eyes and ears and mouth and nose. こちらに向かって。
Oh fuck.
Knees and toes. 楽しいね。道元先生に拍手。太田先生は。
Like this bitch laughing while this guy is getting shit flung at him and lions are about to eat his ass up. Like, bitch, you got me fucked up. What are you doing? Like, bitch, you got me fucked up. What are you doing? You're gonna have me out in a dangerous field with a bunch of wild animals. Got me singing head, shoulders, knees, and toes to a fucking snake. While the orangutans flinging shit at me. And I'm having to dodge while singing this song. And then the lion is about to come and kill me. And your ass out here cheesing on a nigga. Like, what? Bitch, you wildin'.
僕の鼻先で手を打ち鳴らした。無性に腹が立って僕は思わずそのシワの寄った指に噛みつきではもう一回やってみましょう。今度は早く。さあ準備はいいですか。行きます。レッツゴー。動物たちにそう叫ぶと太田先生は僕の方に向き直り、じゃあお願いしますね。
they're nice to her.
向こうでは象が足を使うみたいに水たまりに前足を浸した。僕はもう一度息を吸った。ショールスニーズライオンが言って急にまっすぐこちらに突進してくる。太田先生は笑ってダメよと指を振った。コウキ君、道元先生に触っちゃいけないよ。コウキ君と五色ライオンは一旦足を止める。
Stops in place.
とこちら見ている。ニーゼントコウキ君ってさ、もう。あ、 どうぞ続けてください、道元先生。Shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. ライオンは足を速め。And eyes and ears and mouth and nose. 空中へ飛び上がり。Head, shoulders, knees and toes. 膝に牙を突っ込んだ。Knees.
Oh shit. Yo, what the fuck? What kind of work conditions is this? Does the line no half-assedly? Only to get this guy killed. Oh, the comments though. I used to be an ALT, but then the line bit my knee. Okay, this was like 2 years ago. Your observations on the elementary school female teachers on point. One thing I would never do to myself is being a teacher for elementary school kids. It's like you have to be a trainer for 30 wild animals. Just one is bad enough. 30 is insane. Either you need a therapist or you have to be a witch-like woman you meet. Looks like a woman you met. Oh my god, this was simply a work of genius. That ending, bloody amazing. I'm not gonna lie, I laughed my ass off seeing this for the first go around, and oh wow. Like, oh. Really? Teaching English in a safari? Don't touch Dogen. No. A yellow field of grass as far as the eye could see. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. And then the lion just comes after you. It's about to pounce on your ass like, oh yeah, oh wow, we're fucked. Yeah, I'm fucked. Yeah, I can't work under these conditions. I don't want to die. Poor Dogen. Nah. I guess this ends our Zatsudan corner. I'm really happy about the turnout that it produced. A huge shout out to everybody on YouTube and on Twitch for coming in. Could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. You guys are really awesome. Now, if you don't mind, I will continue where I left off in my Japanese training. It's always a pleasure to see your lovely faces on here. Hope to see you guys again. However, I will not be streaming on Thursday. I think today's Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, isn't it? Yep, today's Wednesday. But I'll catch you guys on Friday. Hopefully we can do some more Just Chat streams like this one, where we look at some of the weirdest shit. See you guys next time. じゃあね。